هلا مرحبا جميعا بشرفني أن أكون معكم اليوم. Thank you so much Muhammad for arranging this session. I'm very much honored. Actually I'm biased to engineer and architects, so بشرفني أكون مع جميع المعماريين والinterior designer. I will be speaking about the achieving success. So in light of all the disruption that we are living, I think there is more and more hope and commitment to success. And I think with the emerging needs of super mega project that would get us back and build back the new reality, we are in need for more and more resilient project managers. So I will be speaking a little bit of what would be the perspective of PMI on how to build resilient project managers, what are the studies and research on the skills of tomorrow, what PMI call the power skills, on how we can get on this evolution, if I may say, how this is evolving and what's the revolution around the project management landscape. As we all know, and who else than architects who are the one who turn ideas into reality. So if we look around us, everything is about making reality. We are PMI, we believe that we make reality and we empower individual and organization in order to make sure that this has been done with the right resources within the right landscape. So I believe that more than ever before, we're talking not only about project managers, but about change makers, everyone who is part of this project economy is involved, and we require the skills that help us more and more make a reality, be it building a bridge, establishing or building a residential area or new highway or developing a vaccine. We are all making reality. So I'll be focusing on today how we can equip, how we can get this diversity of skills which help us really become the leaders of tomorrow and make more and more impact. I'm sure that all the audience is very much familiar with PMI. Just few words. PMI strives to be the place to go for all things that relate to project management. PMI has been on the making for 50 years with focus on empowering project managers or change makers of every professionals to turn ideas into reality. I think through our global advocacy, through research, through lots of resources around, we are in every country around the world, we are there to empower individuals within the organization so that we can make sure that they are the drivers of success. We bring in more maturity to organizations and we help them advance their career. As you know, there are lots of rich resources around PMI, be it publication, research, digital content, best practices, and we also have the projectmanagement.com and an innovative platform, which we called it Project PMI Standards Plus, which I'll be speaking about in a while. The Middle East, as we all know, has been pioneering in envisioning the future. I think the super mega projects and investments, we are witnessing them happening in this region, from the very iconic future NEOM projects to renewable energy, to addressing the need for clean water and clean energy. And talking about architecture, I was personally impressed to be able to offer a special visit to Ithra building that has an amazing and very iconic landscape, architecture landscape, two pipelines. So I think this region, more than any other region in the world, has been pioneering in shaping and envisioning the future and in investing in projects. And that said, we have a growing need for skill sets to be able to have the proper project leaders, if I may say, the change makers who will be able to take on all of these challenges and make a great impact. Again, so as you could see, the investment in the future has been tremendous in this region. And as you know, the digital transformation has already been reshaping the world, and COVID-19 has acted as an accelerator. So we could see transformation happening. We have the highest mature industry in the region, be it infrastructure, be it hospital, be it AI. So all of these require planning, require resources, require heavily investment. So that said, I would like also to highlight that these mega investments made in the Middle East in general, they are very much aligned with the insights, with the mega trends that PMI has recently released. So as I can highlight some of them, COVID-19, as we all know, has transformed the pace and the scale of digitalization. And it has transformed the business, technological, economical landscape. And definitely this means that there will be more and more mega projects that need to get us back to a new normal or to a better normal. Definitely coming from the Middle East, climate change, climate crisis is a very important insight, which also is driving lots of ambitious and innovative initiatives, be it renewable, as I said, clean water and others. And definitely we need to have the talent who will be able to get this vision into a reality. And we're talking, globalization has always been there in the world, but we're more and more highlighting the need to shift globalization dynamics, the need for having more and more emerging futures, and to empower, to have serious investment in education, in infrastructure, to help not only empower the income status, but to offer more opportunities for young and aspiring population to improve their lives. And finally, AI is influencing every behavior, every decision moving forward. And here we need to have some conversation around the ethical implication of the AI. Let's talk more about the rise of the project economy and what PMI means by that. This is, in fact, the growing importance of the projects themselves in shaping, as I said, the future, in addressing the mega and local trends, and reshaping the whole world that the COVID-19 has really been acting as accelerated, and we need to build back quickly. Think of the education sector. Last March, as we speak, how much fast you need to go back to an online schooling and to make sure millions of students are studying. Think of hospitalization of the medical sector, how quickly they need to run strategic projects so that they can serve patients and they can serve and think what's happening now with the vaccination. So more and more we are focusing on empowering a project economy. Let us look at some of the research. McKinsey has published in May 2020 this look, and it reinforces the urgent need. So it's no longer an option for individual or organization to get skills, upskilling or reskilling. There is an urgent need for reskilling, especially following the pandemic. Workers across industries must figure out how they can adapt rapidly to the changing conditions. So again, since we're living in the project economy, the demand for project management as a skill for the future is growing as per McKinsey 2020 source. And these skills include critical thinking, decision-making, leadership, advanced data analytics. Again, we're talking more and more about change makers. Let us see the impact of not having equipped or qualified change makers. Look at the digital transformation, as I said. It's shaping an agile transformation. Every single sector, even architecture, we are trying and we are being forced to introduce technology and new ways of working in the way we build projects, especially within the constraints of the pandemic. So look at this PwC Most Talent Trend research, which shows that why building your skills as a practitioner is vital for your personal success and that of your company. 79% of the global CEOs are concerned that the lack of the key skills is a real threat to their business. Not only that, more than half of them, they consider that a skill gap is impacting the organization, the whole organization ability to innovate effectively. And not only that, it's causing them to stop or delay important projects. So this study, along with McKinsey, also note that project management as a skill set is an important factor in closing this skill gap. So this is why it is very much important and crucial to embrace the project management, not the traditional project management or landscape we all know about, but as a power skills, as a closing the gap in the era of advanced technology. And make no mistake, technology is gonna change regardless of your profession at an unprecedented pace, the way we work today and in the futures. These power skills are aligned with the top 10 skills of 2025 that were listed by the World Economic Forum. And we consider that analytical thinking, innovation are on the top, active learning and learning strategy, complex problem solving, critical thinking, creativity, just to name a few. What do we mean at PMI by power skills? We mean the following: an innovative mindset, which is the ability to create and embrace new ideas and new ways of working. And just think of how much of an innovative mindset we needed during and immediately after the pandemic. In every industry, in every sector, whatever the scale of the project or responsibility we are part of. We also highlight empathy, the voice of the customer, and the capability to truly listen to the needs of your customer, your stakeholders, and better address the pain point. The collaborative leadership, the ability to lead through inspiration rather than simply issuing orders. If you look at these power skills, all of them are people-centric. They're associated with the EQ, the emotional intelligence. So if the technology is here to automate some of the tasks, we're talking about lots of tools in scheduling, in controlling, in quality, and so on. I think the mindset of us as a leader now is been more free in order for us to focus on creativity, leadership, and people skills. It is important for project managers and change makers not only to speak the language of project management. We have been emphasizing the importance at PMI of bridging the gap between strategy formulation and strategy execution. Strategy happens through projects. So this is why project managers or catalysts or change makers are the ones who connect the dots. And just take an architect as an example. Architect is the only one who speaks the language of the contractor, of the beneficiary, of every single vendor, of every single business, of the civil engineer, of the electromechanical. I am not an architect, but I was impressed that this is the only role who has the skills. And you all know how much is important to connect the dots on one project. If there is no architect, maybe the project might go different pace or different direction. So again, the same for a project management role, which needs to learn more and more to communicate the business value of a project and have the right skill set to be able to do so. PMI is ready to help. Our vision for the next 5 to 10 years and beyond is that PMI will serve as a one-stop location for all things related to project and to bring ideas to life. And this is why we are here to empower change makers. We believe that these skills benefit everyone from 5 to 75 and beyond. We have developed this certification framework that has been validated by industry and practitioners to anchor our certification and to provide a career pathway for all our practitioners. So as we add new certification to our portfolio, we have a mechanism to map these from a career progression perspective. And as you all know by now, the evolving nature of this profession, the project management, along with the need of the skill building change makers and the whole emerging aspects, drive a need for PMI to offer an expanded product portfolio, which include our time-honored tools, but also extend in new, totally different areas. So as we continue to expand our product offering, we will remain the most comprehensive resource and connection point for project professionals, while addressing the need precisely of youth and change makers through targeted offering and experience. So our expanded product portfolio will provide choices, opportunities to learn and evolve to gain tailored skill set and address the pain point. So no matter how the future folds, PMI is here to serve and enable. Over the past few years, as you may notice, PMI began to move on to the next level. So for example, the PMBOK Project Management Guide has evolved to the 7th edition. And as you could see, here we have the PMBOK, which is much more relevant to our industries, supportive to the need for flexibility. It's a principle-based structure versus the 2 dimensions of process group and knowledge area. I highly recommend that you look at the changes of the PMBOK guide. PMI has listened to our practitioners, and we have evolved this to be able to be relevant, stay relevant to the rapid enhancement of technology and the need of both organization and practitioners to quickly adapt to changes to the world. The other important example that I would like to introduce today of our offering, which would also address the need of the market, is the organizational transformation. So as you could see, PMI has sensed the need to be able to be prepared to respond to all the changes. So we need more and more qualified and equipped project leaders who will be able to drive smoothly with a systematic approach all the organizational transformation with a more holistic and people-centered perspective. We all know how much driving change inside the organization and leading transformational initiatives require skills. So this is a quick microcert that help you demonstrate your expertise with a badge, with a certification, and with 9 modules, and which help you getting the real fundamentals on how you can undertake, how you can drive smoothly with a systematic way the transformation inside an organization. The other offering that I'm excited to speak about is the PMI Citizen Developer. As we all know, digital transformation takes a team, right? So digital transformation is all about people, but unfortunately, 86% of IT decision makers say that the biggest challenge of a digital transformation that is affecting the business is we have 2 software developers. Not everyone is supposed to be familiar or to be software developers. How we can get more of these? The other mitigation to that risk is to equip, to qualify the professionals across industries who are part of a digital transformation, of a technology enablement with a low-code platform. So anyone would be able to build, to tailor an application without the need of having significant software expertise. So with that, I think PMI is aspiring to contribute to support every technological enablement across the sector. So I highly invite you to look at this very innovative offering by PMI, which should be ready in March. It's very, very recent. The other also very innovative product that I would like to speak about is the wicked problem solving. As you could see also in the top list of skills needed for tomorrow, the complex problem solving by World Economic Forum. So again, sensing the need of the market and the emerging aspects, PMI has developed this toolkit, which also help consultants, project leaders, analysts, all the project team to work together in a way which allow them to be more and more creative in getting the ideas and the problem more visible and being innovative in achieving better problem solving. So this is sort of helping you to sharpen a better collaborative and creative approach and equip you with the problem solving skills, be it through design, thinking, agile, lean, or any other innovative. So I also invite you to look at this product. So finally, again, talking about the digital learning, the digital offering, we have designed some offering in digital online, like Snippets and Navigator, also to help you grow and build your skills within your busy schedule. So you can look at Snippets, which is provided for every professional who wants to get some bite-sized learning that fit your schedule. The Navigator is another tool which also helps you self-assess your personal path and create a more personalized action plan for your growth according to your skills, to your interest, and to your goal. So finally, I would like to end my presentation by saying that PMI is the leading organization in helping shape future-ready project managers in becoming the leading change makers needed within the organization. And we are here to support and help the transformation and empower the project economy in the digital era. Thank you so much.
Shukran, Monsa Grace. We will thank you again, Grace. We'll wait if anyone have questions. You can send your questions to the question tab. Before getting the questions, if you have any questions for the PMI, you can contact them in the email that we can see in the screen, which is pmimina@pmi.org. And we're ready to have some questions, if any had.
And please feel free to speak any language and write any, I don't know if you're taking them by chat, but I can take any language as well. Anything, even outside the topic.
This is Loai.
Yes, hi, thank you for your presentation. My question is about the practical ways for the company to empower the decision makers and other companies. Is it by sending consultants to these companies or arranging courses, or how it is done practically? The empowering, the support for the companies.
Very good question. We are taking the conversation at the executive level. We have noticed that only empowering project managers without touching on the executive, that's why I highlighted the importance of elevating the role. So I think it has to go bottom up and top bottom. So it has to be really a holistic approach. There is no one size that fits all. This requires a very systematic approach. You know, getting an organization to a maturity level requires lots of phase-based. One of which is start bottom up by qualifying the project managers so that they do not only speak technical, they need to start speaking, and that is the improvement on the project management PM book. We need to start speaking the business value so we can grasp the attention of the executives. So that's number one. Number two, educating executives as well is something important. And this is why PMI is now providing resources that would speak to the executives. And most of our publication, I think, as you could see, we don't have just one type of resource. We produce case studies and publication just to demonstrate for the executives that you need, before taking any decision, even before formulating a strategy, you need to go back to the reality. And you need to hear from project managers the lessons learned, what worked well, what doesn't work well. So the link between strategy and execution has been one of the mission of PMI. In response to your question, this is the main mission of PMI, is to close the gap. And project manager has a vital role in doing that. We are supporting them, and we are even talking directly to the PMOs, and luckily that the PMO are getting strategic positioning. You could see in big organization, a strategic project management office that sits at the board level. So for every project, before designing any initiatives, you could see clearly that the decision has been done on how much this project helped me achieve in terms of KPI. If I'm building a road or a highway or a new innovative transformation system or a new city, the organization has to define the KPIs at the strategic level so that the project management team or the steerco are responsible of achieving strategic KPI. I think that's the key. If the project managers or change makers do not handle strategic KPIs, I do not see changes happening in driving a better decision making. I hope that I answered your question.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Roy.
Thank you, Roy. We have a couple of questions here. This is from Dr. Lama. Why PMI exam changed to agile exam structure, which focuses more on software developers rather than design and construction managers?
Very good question. The exam change, I don't think the drive for it was only to meet, I'm not sure the perception. I would like to hear from Dr. Lama more why the perception that it has changed only to serve one industry. Whereas if you look at our strategy, and especially why we have now regionalization model, and me personally heading this, the region to make sure that there are enablers and we sense what the industry would aspire for. On the opposite, PMI is now moving to get more and more closer to the industries. So I also acknowledge the fact that we would need more and more updates and tailoring to industries. And I can assure you there are lots of ongoing initiatives that would bring in more standards, more references guide that would be more tailored to the industry. PMI is moving forward to be more industry specific. We acknowledge the fact that PMBOK by itself cannot be relevant, especially in this world, in this project economy, to every industry the way it is. I believe the PMBOK, it has, let's separate. There is one confusion that the PMBOK has changed and the exam change has changed in accordance. The evolution of the PMBOK is separate because the PMBOK is not a preparatory book for the examination. The examination outline has changed for different aspects in order to make sure we better examine in 2020 the project managers. So you cannot examine the same way the skills, because the skills, the demand is different today than 10 years ago or 5 years ago. So let's separate between two things. We have seen everyday confusion between how the standards has evolved and how the examination has evolved for us to be able to better examine, are those practices, we change the outline of the exam, the way we examine, are those skills relevant to 2020 and beyond? Whereas the PMBOK has changed, as I proved today, to be more, to allow project managers to be more flexible. We believe that you could be waterfall in a situation, but predictive in another situation, and be able to be Scrum in other, or lean or agile, or be able to adapt rapidly. So there is no way you can have a plan and then move on for a long journey in project management. So I hope I answered your question, and I'd be more than happy to take it offline and to definitely through Archinet, through the strategic relationship between Archinet and PMI MENA, you will be the first to know all of the new releases and product, and I'll be more than happy to take testimonial, and Archinet will be the arm for us to sense what is relevant for you as engineers, and our role is to hear your feedback and go back to our products team for evolving and for more relevance. Thank you so much for your question.
We have Dr. Abdel Mahsan. Doctor?
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much, Archinet, and thank you very much, Engineer Grace, for your presentation, very well organized. My question is related to the practice in the architectural field, and especially in relation to complex projects with complex forms by star architects like Zaha Hadid, Frank Gehry, and Santiago Calatrava, because my understanding is that these architects do not make the working drawings in their offices. They only do the preliminary design, maybe a little bit further in detail, but the working drawings are done either by other offices or by the contractor. And sometimes there are problems. So I wonder whether you have some professional experience, or you know of any professional experience in this process, from preliminary design to working drawings to site execution. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much for a very specific question, which also makes us understand more how much PMI's role is important in getting closer to the industry. Unfortunately, we do not have direct answers on trying to build some relationship with association that would help serve your direct questions, whereas we are under the process of having a coalition of association. We started conversation with CII, Construction Industry Institute, with Lean Institute. Those are not directly architect in design, complex project architectures in response to the design needs. But I can assure you that we are starting the path of opening to coalition of association, to getting in partnership as we speak. We are preparing curriculum in construction management, and in partnership with big organization. We have big players. Saudi Aramco is our direct partner and key player in voicing the needs of the modules and the skills in design build journey. There has been some modules basically in design, in conflict management, in stakeholders, and I know that complex stakeholders management and engagement, especially at the design phase, is key to every project. There are some foundational modules which might be of interest of you, and I'm sure you will be the first to know as soon as this certification is released. But I can assure you that we're still not touching on all the industries. As you know, we needed to start somewhere. 2 years ago, we had only the PM book and the construction extension, which I don't know how much is relevant, to be honest. I'm coming from a practitioner background. I had a hard time to tailor what is in the PM book itself. So I know that the effort has been done at the association level, the one that you're trying to ask about, which I'm more than happy to explore and get back some answers to you. That's why PMI, we're not reinventing the wheel. We are talking to the top providers in each field. We started by the construction as a construction, but I'm sure that if there is a demand like yours, we will definitely move on to much more specialized. We're not gonna start, as I said, everything. So we're starting where the others have excelled so that we can take on an integrated approach, so we bring into the market what is needed. But it's a very good question. I can hear you very well. Thank you.
We have a question from Layan. What advice would you give to young architects that still don't have a lot of experience, but looking to start learning more about project management? Basically, the PMI certification goes for someone who have more than 3 years experience, right? So, yeah, please.
Yes, a very good question. As you could see, this career path, there is no age, and you can at any point of time in your journey learn project management. There are lots of free offering I would like you to look at. We have project management for beginners, which will turn to be online immediately after the pandemic. It's online. All of these resources will be sent to Archinet. I would definitely recommend you look at it for free. It gives you at least the same terminology. If you are not a project manager, like I had hard time talking to architect when I was managing a project. So at least start speaking the same language. I would recommend that also you look at the first certification, which is Certified Associate Project Manager. We have the courses online. So most of our courses are online. If you go to Project Management Basics, PM Basics, this is the preparatory course for the first cert, which you don't need to have any previous experience in project management, and then you can take it on to the PMP. We know that the PMP requires some sort of experience as a practitioner, but there are lots of other early on entry certification. You can take an edge, a PM Edge. You have 30 questions. You just get asked to know what you don't know about project management. So there is a kickoff also. It's a very new way to learn project management. There are lots of new offering. We will be posting them on Archinet platform. The way, just start with the free one, as I said, start with snippets so you know what the kickoff, it's just a tool for you to know what does it mean to plan a project. If I want to plan it in a non-accidental way, where do I start? So there's the practical side, a tool, and there is the education. I recommend you mix both. And we can take this online, offline. You can email us. I'm happy to engage with you on a conversation.
I think I don't know if we have any more questions from our guests, but we have answered everything. And now we have a question. This is from Hazar, which is, he says, a general question: where can I get more detailed info about the examination process, especially with the new exam structure? If you can share a link where they can,
So we will share what was the changes, what the rationale around the changes, and we can share some, we have good testimonial. We have very good numbers in January of people who have done the exams with success. And as I said, why we're evolving, because PMI invests, as I mentioned in the beginning of my speech, we invest millions of dollars of research and effort just to sense the market. And we heard that the way we've been examined, I've done the PMP, and to be honest with you, I think if I am now examined with the same way I was examined 15 years ago, it wouldn't have been relevant. So that's why there are lots of research. We change the examination so that we can examine, as I said, the project manager of tomorrow. I will be sending you some information, and there is one thing that PMI is helping. We do not want to create gaps. Like I know many people have studied in the Q4, and then the exam change has happened. What if I got educated before? How can I only study the gap? How can I get prepared? I can help you with that as well. If you started the education prior to the examination, I can tell you how you can get this complementary effort so you can get better prepared to the change and you don't need to start from scratch. We will get you all the resources needed, and please contact us offline. Project management is a mission for us, and we are here to help. And we have a strategic relationship with Archinet and with Mohammed, and we're happy to serve all of the requests and inquiries.
Can you just, can you go to the last page so I can just write down the email in the chat? So if anyone wants to contact you, which is PMI Mina, right?
Yes, sorry.
It's okay.
At PMI.org. PMI Mina,
yes,
one
at PMI, yes. So I sent the email already to attendees. So if anyone have questions, they can contact you. And I think we can wrap up now. Sorry.
No, lots of resources that would answer your question. We have lots of inquiries. We go online with some webinars, some posts, some case studies. So there are lots of interesting resources and information for every practitioner across industries. If you look at our Project Management Institute Mina LinkedIn page precisely, you will see lots of tractions happening, and we can engage directly with you as well. So Mohammed.
Yes, all is okay. And thank you again, Grace, for this opportunity. And we are looking forward to start announcing the coming posts and the collaboration.
أنا بدي أشكرك. Thank you so much. I was honored and privileged to be speaking with you today. I hope that we all get some interesting insights on what the future holds. what are the challenges and why we need to change at the individual level, at the organization level, to be able to bring value and be part of the impact that the projects are making in this world. And I think we have no options but being part of this new traction and of this project economy. And we are here to enable you to be part of it.
Inshallah. Thank you again. Thank you.
شكرا.
Take care. مع السلامة.